November.
Sorry?
It's November.
It's November already, Christ, yeah. As you can see over there now, Baz has been a real good chap for me, he has. Helped me tremendously with this building. He's now just levelling that out for me because to fill the inside in, we dug a pool so that, because I only get 45 gallon of water a day off my borehole.
Right.
So I've had to dig I did have tanks, but now I've dug a pool while we was filling in that holes in
Let's go and have a look at it.
in the shed. I decided to dig a pond.
Should take the rainwater.
So it takes rainwater off the sheds, yeah.
Yeah.
So now if I have a fire, which I hope I never do, but I've got some water, see, because as I say, I only get 45 gallons a day.
So this is...
Basil, look in there, have a look at him.
That's your swimming pool.
Hey?
That's your swimming pool.
Purely and simply for that job, Jim.
There's Baz. Deep in concentration.
I'm a better digger driver than him, but I'll let him do it because he likes to be on there.
He'll get you ripped off with her when he sees this.
The lad who did the concreting has brought me the topsoil.
Right.
Cover over this, level this out of it. We've got to drag all this off here, this floor, because it's, when it's wet, it's perfect now, but when it's wet, it's no good at all.
It's muddy.
Very muddy, yeah. And my little fork truck won't even bloody good. You know, it gets stuck every time.
So, here we have it. A concrete floor.
We've got the concrete floor done now, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yeah, ready for the indoor tennis court, isn't it?
Well, you know, a firm called John Tilsley Plant Hire, has done that for the concrete. Some friends of mine did this for me. Well, you yourself, you helped with it.
Yeah.
I use more fucking hindrance than help, actually, but...
Thank you.
Then Greg come and help, his son, stepson. Cookie and Stuart, Richard Cooker, Level Line Construction. Stuart, both good lads. I'd like at this stage to thank the people who have helped me. Baz is the main one. Martin is another one who's actually helped me physically, and Russell, my son. They're both my son, Martin and Russell. Russell's done loads and loads of brackets for me, which I couldn't have done on my own. As you can see now, Jim, I've put all the sag bars in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
we're just waiting for sheets now, aren't we?
well, I'm waiting for money.
Yeah, we're all waiting for money.
So I've got money stashed. Well, not stashed, but money somewhere. But I don't want to touch that if I can help it. So Martin's going to buy a big shed off me down at the other house. And when that's gone through with the solicitors, I should buy the sheets.
Got any jokes?
And if I get stuck, I'm going to have to do it myself. By the way, you can see now, look, see the pleader rail on the top?
Yes.
That picks the side sheets up
Yeah.
and the roof sheets.
Yeah.
And then if you look on this one, how
I can see you.
it's flashing on round the side, look round the top. And you see that flashing?
Yeah.
Well, I'll make all that myself.
We bend that.
I'll be doing that on this one as well, you see.
Right.
On both ends, and wherever it needs flashing, down the corners here, like this one.
Oh, I've made a nice job of that.
Yeah.
What's that string holding?
Well, it was just a level to get this one right.
Right.
So I dropped a plumb line down.
Have you got any jokes?
I've got a few jokes. Yeah, I told you one about my old granddad, didn't I?
Can't remember that one.
Well, when I was a kid, like, my dad was in the war, fought all the way through the war, and he did 15 years in the army. my dad, and he fought all the way through the war. When he come out of the war, he was a cripple, and he had a terrible death. Died 9 years later in 1955. He was only 45. I mean, I used to have to shave him with a flaming blunt razor, try and get him to ride his bikes to get to work. It was a sad time for us, but we got over it. My dear old mum, she brought all us 8 kids up. And we lived in a tied cottage. The tied cottages, my dad's supposed to work for Taylor's, the farmer at the town down house. Well, my dad was in the war, and when he come out, he couldn't work there because, as I say, he was a cripple. We used to go there, tater picking, me and mum and the kids. Hello, Rambo. This is my cat, Rambo. Look, he's had his nose pushed out a bit. He's had his nose pushed out because we got a new little dog, ain't we, son? He's a beautiful cat, he is. Little Rambo, ain't we, son? So, as I say, we lived in this tied cottage, and my granddad and grandma who lived at Winkett, next to the Queen's Head, which is where I was born, incidentally, and then moved to Ince when I was just a baby. My granddad and grandma lived in a tied cottage as well, you see. Well, my granddad, a lump of coal come out, he worked at the pit, a lump of coal come out of the pit, knocked his eye out.
Yeah.
So he had to have a patch on his eye, but of course he couldn't work down the pit anymore, so being in the tied cottage, he couldn't work there, so he had to come and live with us. There was 8 kids, 2 bedrooms. It was like really, really tight, and me and my old granddad, we had a big bed up in the attic. It was called the attic, but it was, I'm not joking, kid, it was bloody cold up there. And I can always remember my old granddad saying to me this one morning, "Plum and Akron, Christ almighty," he said, "I've got the biggest hard-on I've ever had in my life." I said, "Have you, Grandad?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm going to slip downstairs," he said, "and give your grandma one." I said, "Well, you better take with me, ain't you, Grandad?" He said, "Why?" I said, "Well, you're holding my cock." That ain't entirely true, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought I'd drop that one in.
Yeah.
I told you one about the Irishman and the tractor, didn't I?
Yeah, she told us that one. Yeah, we've had that
I
one.
told you when I was at school, the teacher said, "I want you to make a rhyme up with the word fascinating." So I stood up and she said, "Yes, Ronnie, have you got a rhyme?" I said, "I have, miss, yes." She said, "Well, go on then, tell it the rest of the class." So I said, "I've got a donkey jacket and it's really, really great. It's got 10 shiny buttons, but can only fasten 8. I won't tell you about the bloke painting his sense.
Why?
It was contagious.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yep,
it's looking good now, Jimmy, isn't it?
it certainly is. It's not far away now, is it?
Well, we're going to, me and Baz and Martin and some other help will put the side sheets on, which is pretty easy, but I don't want to do the roof.
Right.
Unless I have to. If I have to, I will. I've decided to put some scaffolding up there, lift the sheets up there, Jim. I've got some nets.
Yeah.
Put the nets across and just at least start.
Yeah.
With me, because it all depends on whether I can get a decent company to come and do it, who are fully insured.
Right.
Because I don't want anybody here now that ain't insured, you see. But,
Right, that's
we've done pretty well so far. As you can see, I've put a door on there, look, Jim,
Yep.
so that we can get out of this shed into this shed, and we'll put another door on there, and then fill that in.
So
That's the steel work basically done.
it's over and out from Ronnie then.
Yes, over and out, and all the best to you folks.
See you
Love
later.
you loads.